caveat into our final topic here. There has been a variety of unrest in downtown Chicago, which seems
No,
to be stemming from a police shooting of a armed suspect
that shot at them, right?
who yeah, who apparently had shot at them first.
So let me explain why you're pulling this up. If you shoot at somebody, expect to get shot. It's just it's plain and simple. I mean, it's self-defense. So yeah, because what was originally posted was that a cop or the police killed a child, which didn't happen. So it does, but I mean, at the end of the day, this is still not warranted. I mean, I understand the protests, but like you're tearing up things that didn't even happen for something that didn't even happen, and that's an issue.
Agreed, and I think that the narrative has it's been twisted. I mean, so it was originally because this young man was shot, and then you see activists on the street calling the looting a form of reparations.
Well, if that's reparations, just close down shop. Everything's done. We're even. Stop it. We're good now. I mean, if that's what we're going to do it because as far as I'm concerned, I mean, you look at every major city, Philadelphia, Chicago, Portland, Baltimore. I mean, these places have been looted, so everybody should have their reparations. And I'll thank you very much for clearing that up.
So
We're all good now,
the,
right?
the quote from the activist Ariel Atkins: "I don't care if someone decides to loot a Gucci or a Macy's or a Nike store, because that makes sure that person eats. That makes sure that person has clothes. Anything they wanted to take, they take it because these businesses have insurance."
Oh, that's how it works. So what about the business owner that has to eat, but you just stole all of his stuff? Oh my God.
So,
How many police officers were hurt during this one? Do
uh,
you know that one had a broken nose? Um,
13 were injured.
13 police officers were injured. Nobody wants to be a cop right now. I promise you, you're doing more damage than you're doing good.
Agreed.
So this
So,
is the gentleman right here, that picture.
yes, Latrell Allen, who had previous arrests for child endangerment, domestic
Hmm.
battery, and burglary, was confronted by police on Sunday afternoon and fled, turning around and shooting multiple rounds at officers as he fled. He was shot and injured by police, returning fire, and rumor then spread that a child had been killed by officers. Social media was soon alight with rallying cries for protests and looting.
So they were wrong. They should admit that they were wrong. And we have to have this discussion because if you shoot at somebody or a cop, it is you're going to get there's going to be rounds fired in exchange, right? I mean that's common sense. And I hate to sound like this because it's so generic, but what do all these people have in common? They have very long criminal records.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, all the
I mean,
people, if you're going to shoot back at the police, you have to be either you're not mentally capable of being an ordinary citizen, or you're a criminal.
which I mean are two in one. I mean, if you're going to shoot at the police, it's either because you have some kind of mental instability, some kind of issue is there. I believe you have to have some kind of issue regardless to kill somebody in an unjustified way. So I
Agreed.
mean, does this young man have mental issues? I would guarantee it.
Well, I mean, he probably would, and I in the past, I mean, mental illness was at the forefront of this movement to help these people. I mean, I feel like it's kind of been foreshadowed now,
It has been,
but
yeah.
I mean, it is still an important topic. A lot of these people, they're not normal people.
No, they're not.
No.
They're not. Just like most homeless people, what 35-ish% of them are schizophrenic or have some kind of severe mental health issue.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, nobody, picks and chooses to live like that. And just like this, I mean, I'm sure he grew up in a terrible neighborhood and I'm sure he has little opportunity, but this is still inexcusable. And I'm not trying to make excuses for him because you don't shoot at people. You don't shoot at the police. You don't be a dirtbag.
Hmm.
But I mean, there are underlying issues for this. And I mean, somebody much smarter than me or you has to identify that and how to fix it. But even then, I don't believe you can't just stop crime. You know, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's always happened.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to, you know, go tear up my city because that young man was shot, because quite frankly, he deserved it.
Agreed. Agreed. So here, cars plowed through storefronts to give crowds easy
Mm-hmm.
access. Along the Magnificent Mile, people were seen going in and out of stores carrying shopping bags full of merchandise, as well as at a bank. The Chicago Tribune reported, as the crowd grew, vehicles dropped off more people to the area. Blocks
Mob
away, debris
mentality.
debris was strewn in parking lots in front of a Best Buy and a large liquor store. On Monday morning, police were still arresting people at a Best Buy, which was among the stores that had been ransacked. And I have a picture here of that Best Buy.
Oh, sure, it was just torn to shreds.
Yeah, check
Oh
this
my
out.
gosh. They got insurance though, James.
Oh yeah, they have
That
insurance, so
that'll
everything's
cover
okay.
everything. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No, the insurance companies have infinite money, and they will not raise their rates, and your price of goods will not increase. None of that will happen. Okay, because now you know we are even. We have reparations.
yeah. So the looters initially focused on high-end stores such as Tesla, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and Coach as the criminals made their way through Chicago's Magnificent Mile shopping district. But soon enough, the marauding spread to shops like Walgreens and Old Navy. U-Hauls were spotted being loaded with spoils, and multiple shootings broke out.
Did they pay for the U-Hauls though?
Who knows?
But I mean, so his people have to eat. I'm sorry, stealing Gucci bags isn't requiring basic essentials. That's wants, not needs.
Agreed.
That's really high end wants. You know, so what's this? 70-ish days now of this rioting and looting, and
75.
people wonder why federal troops were sent in, or not troops, but federal agents were sent in, because what Mayor Lightfoot's her name, right?
Mm-hmm.
She can't get it under control. She didn't condemn any of the rioting from George Floyd. They all got a slap on the wrist and they walked out the next day, right?
Yeah.
So people just think they can do what they want. And when she
Yeah.
was questioned about that, she said she got offended. I don't care if you're offended. It's real. It's true. You did
Well,
that.
yeah, and it would seem from that press conference that she's starting to realize that she made a mistake, and
A
that
big
releasing,
mistake.
yeah,
You need to throw the hammer at people so that they stop doing that.
things like this for sure. And right here, some sympathizers have tried to downplay this rioting as just property destruction. But
Okay,
vandalism and burglary are violence, as people get hurt in the crossfire and livelihoods are destroyed.
property.
Meanwhile,
Yeah,
others try to make excuses for vandalism by claiming the costs mostly fall on mega corporations like Apple and Tesla, which isn't true.
yeah. It isn't true. Yeah, I mean, you got local business owners affected big time. You're destroying their livelihoods, and regardless if it's just property, you need to take your head out of the Communist Manifesto for a minute. Destroying people's property is an infringement on their rights. So you're mad that your rights are being infringed on, so you're going to go infringe on other people's rights? That makes no sense.
It's kind of just reminds me of a child's mentality. You
It's a
know,
temper tantrum.
you insult me, well, I'm gonna insult you because I'm upset.
Yeah, like my son, like, shoot, I'm a grown man. I'll be sitting there playing Legos by myself. He'll walk by and just destroy my Lego tower. You know, no. So then I got to destroy his Lego tower, right? You know, it's kind of what this is.
So here's a quote here. These were black-owned businesses put together by people of color, and you came down here and destroyed it, and then you tried to use it in the name of Black Lives Matter. This won't solve anything. This is all strictly for your glorification. You come through here and set fire to people's livelihoods. Stop it now. Sympathizers also try to downplay riots with the supposed excuse that businesses have insurance. This is misleading and not a miracle cure for the cost of lawless property destruction.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have insurance on multiple things. Like, for example, I was reading an insurance policy during the George Floyd thing because I was having this argument with somebody. And like window panes, for example, them big giant window panes, they're usually not covered.
Oh yeah,
So
it's definitely not all. So
there's deductibles out of pocket. It's not just a magical fairy. Oh, I just stole this 5,000. I just stole not like we'll do it collectively. I just stole $5 million worth of products from this business and destroyed it,
mhm,
but it won't cost them a dime. That's nonsense.
it's completely false. So
Nonsense.
down here at the bottom of this article, they go into a study from the 1992 riots, where it says riots concluded that not only did the destruction cause $1 billion in initial property damage, over time it led to an economic decline of 3.8 billion in sales activity and at least 125 million in tax revenue. A
So you're making the
2000
situation worse.
exactly, yeah. 2005 study examining similar riots in the 60s found negative, persistent, and economically significant effects of riots on the value of black-owned housing due to the degree of a 10% decline in the total value of black-owned property in the cities. And if you think about it logically, it makes sense. If you're burning
Absolutely.
down the area, businesses don't want to come back. Your property value is going to decline.
Yeah, and it's a constant cycle because if you own a business, regardless of the progressive tax rates put in, if it's lawless and it's in poverty, why are you going to put it there?
Agreed.
You're making it worse on yourself. Just listen. You're making it worse. Like, I understand that we need judicial reform. Like, we need that. We need the three-strike rule needs to be gone. We need it needs to be a more even playing field. We understand that it's a process, but by hurting yourself more and then demanding that somebody bails you out is nonsense. Stop it.
Agreed. And of all the places where the riots are taking place, Chicago is not the most economically sound place. These people they don't have many opportunities. And
No,
I understand the anger
I get it.
around it, but you have to remember that burning down and looting your own community you're just shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not gonna say I get it because I mean that's kind of like a microaggression. Like I don't get it. Obviously, I mean, every person's had their struggles, but all of our struggles are different. So no, I may not understand your struggles in particular, but I believe that I could analyze them and have a general understanding, general, but not
Mhm.
personal. So I get it. Like I understand that there are inequality issues, and it's good to address them. Protest on, man. But this stuff, you're hurting people, you're killing people,
Yeah,
you're destroying people's livelihoods. That's not how you do it. I mean, I'm asking politely, just please stop. Send some people who understand how things work to the table for negotiations, and let's get some stuff done. Let's get it
yeah,
done on the American values, not lawless thugs.
agreed. And so I guess with that, we'll call it a day, Jeff. It's
Yeah,
been
yeah.
wonderful.
We're going to be having some guests on here, in the next couple of days. Some people with some knowledge in particular subjects that we'll be discussing. It's going to be a good time. Stick around, and if you have not smashed that red subscribe button, I need you to do it, and I need you to do it right now.
Agreed. Like, comment, subscribe, share to anyone that you think might enjoy our podcast. And until next time, we'll see you.